Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Positive Pat, and welcome to the PatFirmations Podcast, where it is my job to give you information and affirmations for motivation and inspiration/transformations to your aspirations. Okay, so let's dive right in, folks. And please don't pause the video if I said that too fast or if it was too much for you at one time, because I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, I said that to say, I said it that way on purpose so I can explain to you that everything on this channel is going to be breakdowns of something else. You know, I'm going to break everything down to a molecular level as much as possible. I want to make sure that everything I give you to ingest is easy to digest before I give it to you. All right. So before I get too deep into that, I just want to tell you, like, in addition to that, I don't want you to pause and rewind, because I don't want you to live in the past, okay? We're not here to live in the past, and we're not here to live in the future. We're here to be present, okay? Not just live in the present, but we're here to be present, meaning we're going to be the presence of the present, okay? I want you to be the presence of the present, and my present to you today on my birthday, October 15th, is to give you this message, to give you this podcast. I've been feeling a lot of divine energy flowing through me lately, and it just led me to where I am today. It led me to giving you this. I didn't think I would ever do a podcast. I really didn't. A lot of people that already know me know that I'm an introvert, but two, at times I can be reclusive, meaning like a recluse spider. Like, I will crawl into a spider hole and people don't hear from me, okay? So for me to get back in the public eye and public image, which I have been before, I've been in the film industry for like 12 years now, and I started out working in front of the camera. So I've been here before. I just don't care for it. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of fame. I don't like too much attention. But when you have a message like I have, you have to get it out there, okay? I feel like it would be a waste for me not to. Okay, so let me move on from that. Like I said, I talked about breaking things down. I wanted to get into a little bit of detail with that, because um, another thing on my channel is, again, I changed my name to Positive Pat, and I'll get into the explanation of that, okay? And this is PatFirmations Podcast. I will explain that too, but it is what it sounds like, affirmations, okay? Now, this is not an affirmations podcast. Don't get me wrong. There will be affirmations in the podcast, but this is not an affirmations podcast, okay? This is a health podcast, okay? This podcast is about health, and I will get into that in a second too. But I really wanted to emphasize the importance of this being a forum and a safe place. Again, like, I want this to be for everyone. I want this, like, look, I'll show you. I have a cross on my arm, right? First of all, I had all my tattoos before I was 20 years old. I got all my tattoos when I was between 15 and 19 years old, okay? But that's neither here nor there. I'm just telling you that I'm not about religion. I'm not here to, like, if I say God, you can interpret that in however you want. You can replace the word God if that's not what you believe in. If you're not a spiritual person, don't take any of the things I say too literally, because I want this to still apply to you, all right? Because, I'm not here to tell you what's factual and what's not when I don't know myself, okay? I'm just here to talk about what I do know is factual, and the things that I want to talk about that I know are helpful, okay? So when I talk about things being truthful and neutral, they're synonymous, like, neutral is truthful, and that means zero. I actually came up with a scale model that I'll show you guys at some point, and it's just a positive 10 to a negative 10, zero being neutral, okay? And like I said, what is neutral? That's truthful. That's unbiased facts. So back to the forum thing. If you want to come into the comments, then please just make sure that you are speaking facts, okay? Speaking facts or speaking positively, either or, okay? But don't come in there with negativity. Don't come in there name calling. Don't come in there making people feel bad about things, because I want them to open up, okay? They say it takes a village. They say it takes a tribe. Well, I'm trying to create that village and create that tribe, because that's something that we lack in our modern society, okay? Other generations, like, way back, the ancient ancestors, they didn't have these issues that we have, okay? But we do. We don't have tribes anymore. We don't have villages anymore. We don't have, the same relationship with elders anymore, and that sense of community anymore. We don't even talk to our neighbors anymore. And okay, maybe I can't change that, but what I can change is what I have control over. So here, I can create a space on the internet. Maybe I can't change it in the physical realm, but I can change it in this realm, in the digital realm. All right, so that's what this is here for. And I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking with you. We are together. We are in unison so we can become unified, okay? And hopefully we can one day do it on a universal scale. But in the meantime, I'm just growing the community that I have, okay? I'm growing the people around me, and I want us to grow together and build together. If you ever seen Planet of the Apes, I can't remember. I can't remember if it was Caesar or if it was one of the apes showing Caesar, but he broke a stick in half, and then he picked up some more sticks. It was like 10 sticks, and he couldn't break them in half, showing that the power of us coming together and being unified and what it does for us, you know. And that's what I'm trying to create with this. That's the whole point of this channel, so we can come together. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking with you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't even have anything to sell right now. And you know, one of the things about me is like I've watched um plenty of motivational videos in my life. Like I've tried to watch stuff for inspiration. I watch motivational videos, and I watch like coaches, you know, life coaches, etc. And most of the time I feel like they're talking to me. And like I said, when somebody is talking to me, it feels like they're trying to sell me something. And I don't like the idea of that. And it's like if they're not trying to sell me something, like they're either trying to sell me a product or they're trying to sell me an idea. And even if they're not, it's like sometimes they talk to you like they're better than you, and they're like, you know, trying to tell you how to get to their level, and they're trying to you know, basically make it seem like, oh, well, I'm healed, and this is how I became healed, and you can be healed too. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe that anyone in life is ever 100% healed, okay? If you're 100% healed, then you're in heaven, okay? Because, again, there's multiple healths, and I'm going to show y'all, okay? It's going to be my logo. You'll see it, all right? But these are the 6 healths, and I'm going to break them down, all right? But I don't feel like you could be healed in all those aspects all the time. You can't be synonymously healed in all those aspects at one time. Not in my opinion. Like I said, if you are, then that means you made it to heaven or nirvana or whatever. You've achieved full peace. You know, so when someone talks to me like that, it's like, you know, but are you really healed, or are you just trying to convince yourself that you are, you know? So in addition to me being positive and me giving affirmations, you know, which I'll get into, I still am a realist at the end of the day. And I want to be realistic with you guys. And like I said, I want us to all be real with each other and have a real conversation with each other, you know, where there's, you know, it's a judgment free zone. You know, we're human, and we all went through so many negative things in life. We all been through so many bad and low vibrational things in life. And, you know, instead of acting like we didn't and acting like, you know, our lives are perfect or whatever, you know, we can come together on that and grow together. So I want to talk about the growth thing for a second, you know, because I have a philosophy and saying that I came up with. Now, before I get into that, Bruce Lee has a saying as well, and these kind of go hand in hand, all right? And I wanted to also emphasize, like, bro, you can believe in more than one philosophy. You know, I can believe in Bruce Lee's philosophy and still have my own philosophy. You know, that's one thing we do in the United States is like, it's like you always got to pick a side. Like, bro, I don't want you to have to pick a side. You can believe in this and that at the same time. It is possible, okay? As long as they're not contradicting things. So Bruce Lee has a saying where, and before I say that, I said I want us to grow together, right? Well, I also want us to flow together. And that ties in Bruce Lee. So when I mention Bruce Lee, I want to say that he had a saying that is a direct quote, be like water, okay? He said additional things in that quote. I may misquote him, but it's okay. He said to be like water, okay? Meaning that water has no shape, water has no form. Water takes the shape or the form of whatever it is inside of. So, you know, if I have a water bottle, okay, water now becomes the water bottle, or it takes the shape or form of the water bottle. You know, if you put water in the ocean, it now takes the shape of the ocean. It just flows right in. It is not just going with the flow, it is the flow. Water just is, and sometimes you need to learn to just be, and that's how you'll become the most adaptable version of yourself. Okay, if you want to be that adaptable and you want to be like water and be able to flow, you don't have to, you can't just go with the flow. You have to be the flow. You create the flow. You are the flow. The flow is everything, and you know, anyway, you get the point. So be like water was his quote, okay? And I have another saying, you know, that, like, again, it goes hand in hand to that. It doesn't contradict that. Be like a tree. Be like a tree. What I mean by that is a tree grows in every direction at the same time. I want you to grow in every direction at the same time while I grow in every direction at the same time, and our roots will intertwine and interconnect and we can grow together, okay? And we can feed each other and we can nourish each other through the roots, okay? But let me get deeper into that, just like the roots, okay? So roots do what? They get deeper, they go deep, they grow deeper, they grow downward, and they grow outward, and they grow upward, and they even grow inward. They grow in every direction. Then the tree itself, it does what? It grows upward. It elevates. It elevates while it also expands, it grows outward, and things grow inside of trees also. So it is also growing inward at the same time while the peak of it is growing outward. It is branching out. And what is growing on those branches is leaves and fruit, Bro, we can all grow like that. We can all grow in every direction. I can grow in every direction while you're growing in every direction, and we can grow together. I want to put emphasis on that. Okay, I want to put emphasis that is possible. Like I said, if you watch Planet of the Apes, you break one stick, it's weak. You take 10 sticks, you can't break it because it's stronger when it's unified. And we could be stronger as a unit, and we unify from there. And like I said, hopefully one day it can become universal. All right. So please comment. Comment not for me, comment for yourself. Comment whatever you want to ask, whatever you may need help with, whatever you want to educate people on. Comment. Grow. That's the forum. That's the community. That's the tribe. That's the village. Okay. So it's time for us to take control of our lives and take a different direction and not listen to the government and not listen to all these other people, all these outside sources. No, we create our own narrative. Create our own narrative and grow together. All right. Now, I know I'm hitting the 12-minute mark soon, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. But, I will say this. For future reference, I'm not going to feel as rushed. I felt rushed with the intro, but from now on, I want to make sure that I talk slowly. I want to talk slowly and precisely and concisely because I want to make sure that I'm able to clearly articulate myself and get all my points across correctly, and I don't forget anything or leave anything out. Plus, we know how the human brain works. We tend to judge, and we associate talking fast with things like being anxious and being nervous and not being confident. I don't want that. I want people to know that this is a very clear and concise thing. Okay. So there's two more things I just need to touch on really quickly before I let you guys go. And I need to make sure I give you an affirmation. So I really do need to hurry up. So I might need to talk fast. But I wanted to talk about the healths. Okay. So I came up with my own model. I haven't seen anyone else do this before, like this specific model. I've heard of the 6 healths before, but not the way I chose. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, and you'll see this logo other places. But health is up here. They say health is wealth, and what the health and wealth have in common? Well, they're golden. Okay, so health is wealth and health is golden. And then you have physical. You have, well, all right, I say it in this order. These are in no particular order, but I have mental, physical, environmental, financial, social, and spiritual healths. Okay, those are the 6 main healths I'm going to focus on. And every single episode of my podcast is going to be one of those 6 topics. So what I'll do is at the end of the caption of the video, it'll be in parentheses and it will just say like, all right, for example, because here's something that I was in this industry I am in this industry, and I've been in it for about, I think, 12 years. I've been in the film industry. So if I do a video of, okay, introduction, how do you get into the film industry? Beginner's guide to getting in the film industry. That would fall under financial health. And some of the episodes might fall under social health, so that series of how to get in the film industry, I don't know how many episodes it would be. Again, any of my series could be an unlimited amount of episodes, but some of them might fall under different categories of health. Okay, so but that's all my categories. That's what they're going to be. They're going to be mental, physical, environmental, social, financial, spiritual. Okay, that's going to be the 6 healths that I focus on, and I'm going to have a whole. That's going to be my next series after these introduction videos. My next topic that I'm focused on is the 6 healths, and that's what I'm going to put out today, and you'll see that in my next video. So tune into my next video. I really need to wrap it up. So yeah, tune in. Hey, my affirmation, well, my PatFirmation, because it's my affirmation, and you can choose to use my affirmation if you'd like, but it's my affirmation, and my motto is do what works for you. I can't tell you what works for you, and my affirmation might not make sense to you. That's why it's called a PatFirmation. So my goal, or your goal today, is to come up with your own affirmation. My PatFirmation is that the PatFirmation podcast is going to take off and be successful. So with that, I will leave saying peace and blessings. Take care, y'all.